Hi, this is Eddie Wilson. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribe. Topic I'm going to talk to you today about is the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City season 9, episode 5. Season 5, episode 9 and 10. Episode 9 started off where it left off, where Todd was telling Lisa Barlow's husband, John, that if Lisa and if Lisa and Bronwyn can't get along and they're gonna keep on arguing and stuff, he wants them to leave because he's not here for all that arguing, fussing and fighting, all that type of stuff like that. And so he said, "Oh, okay." And so next thing you know, he went back to the room, and then Lisa said, John, what did you and Todd talk about? He said Todd said that if you and Bronwyn can't get along and y'all gonna keep on doing this arguing back and forth, he wants us to leave. She said, leave. She said, do you? She said, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. He said, well, if you don't want to leave, you and Bronwyn either gonna have to make up, or y'all gonna have to settle y'all dispute or whatever going on. And she was saying, that's not right. That's not right. And you said, I'm just telling you what he said. And then it switched over to I think it switched over to Whitney and her husband Justin, and he was saying that and Whitney was saying, well, yeah, I didn't. She said, well, yeah, I kind of understood what Bronwyn said. Even though Lisa wanted to include Heather, that was very disrespectful to Bronwyn because Bronwyn didn't invite Heather, and so even though Lisa did that, she shouldn't have done that and stuff like that. And he was saying, well, yeah. Because Bronwyn and Heather have a little problem. Yeah, that was kind of bad for Lisa to do that. And she said, yeah, but Lisa didn't think so. But she said, but I was kind of looking kind of funny when Lisa did it too. And so it switched over to Seth and Meredith, and Meredith was saying, "Well, I don't know what Brahma made such a big deal about. Lisa thought that Heather should have been there, and Lisa also thought that we all kind of miss Heather both. All the group kind of miss Heather, and so I didn't think it was a big deal for Lisa to call Heather." And Seth said, well, that kind of started off the argument with Lisa and what you call. She said, well, it was no big deal. You said it might not have been a big deal to you, but maybe it's a big deal with her. She said, well, you still have to leave. He said, yeah, I got my flight goes off in the morning. He said, my flight goes off in the morning. He said, what it is, I'm going to try to see if I can rearrange something where I can stay, stay a little bit longer. And she said, in that confession, that was the problem was going on with me and Seth from the beginning. He was always working, and not being at home, not having time with me and the kids. And then it switched over to, it switched over to, Rachel and Sean, and they were over there, and they were saying, and they were in that room too, and they were saying, yeah, all this stuff going on around Lisa. She said, yeah, but she said, yeah, but now I felt like Bronwyn was like that. She was saying, she shouldn't have did that because this is Bronwyn's anniversary. This is Bronwyn's property, and if Bronwyn wanted Heather to come, she would have invited Heather. But they're having their little stuff and stuff like that. And I didn't like what Lisa did either. And so it got to the last couple, which was Bronwyn and Todd, and and she said, and she said, me and Lisa been having these issues and stuff, and I've been trying to work my issues out with uh with Lisa for a long time. But I thought me and Lisa was real good friends because I've known Lisa for about 10 something years, and I'm just coming into the group, and Heather has a problem with me, and it was like Lisa didn't have my back, and I'm wondering if Lisa is the friend I think she is. And Todd said, you shouldn't be worried about that. You shouldn't be worried about people like that and stuff like that. He said, even though y'all were friends a long time ago, you were just coming into the new group and stuff like that. He said, y'all was in the pool and by the pool area. He said, I didn't like it. He said, I couldn't even, have a good time with the guy for you and her arguing. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. She said with Todd, that was wrong of her to call Heather and FaceTime Heather while we was hosting her and enjoying her. He said, yeah, that was one. He said, that's why I had to talk to her husband. I had to talk to her husband. I had to tell her husband that, if she's going to keep on acting like that and stuff like that, I want them to leave. And she said, yeah. But she said, I wonder how things are going to go for the lunch today and, and stuff. She said, I hope everything goes well. He said, I hope everything goes well too with these people. He said, but all we can do is try. So next thing you know, they switch to the next scene. They always at the I think it was lunch table having lunch, and then everybody sit down. They were having lunch, and then so that's when Todd says everybody doing good. Is everybody doing good? Everybody doing all right? And then so and then so and then so that's when Lisa said, well. Some of us are doing better than others. She said, I just don't like the fact that some people at this table want to blame me for everything and everything, and I don't like when people be sitting around on the table lying on me. And then Whitney chimed in and said, nobody's lying on you, Lisa. Ain't nobody lying on you. You lying on me. She said, no, I didn't lie on you, Lisa. You did say that. You did tell me that about what you did tell me that about what Heather said that Bronwyn said about me and about my company. You did say that. And then when I found out it was actually you was the one who was talking about my company talking about my company and not the other ladies. And then so she said, and then so Woody said, yeah, you owe my husband an apology the way you came at him. She said, no, no man should be talking to a woman like that. Your husband Justin should be talking to me like that. She said the only reason why he was talking to you like that, Lisa, because you were running around all up in his face, just running around and calling me a liar, and stuff like that. And she said, well, if anybody owe me an apology, Justin owe me an apology. Justin chimed in and said, well, I say this, Lisa, I'm sorry for the way that I talked to you. I'm sorry for the way I handled it and stuff like that. But my at that time my emotions were running high. She said, "Oh, your emotions were running high." Uh, Let me pause the video and get some water. And then after Justin kind of apologized, and then Lisa and Whitney was going back and forth, and then Lisa's husband jumped in and said, uh, "Lisa, do you agree that you never said anything about Whitney's business or anything like that?" She said, yes, of course. He said, Whitney, do you believe that my wife said anything bad about your business, or are you just going by what people say? Do you think your wife, have you ever said anything bad or negative about my wife? She said, well, when I was mad at your wife, I said certain things, but I never said anything about our business. He said, okay, how is it when everybody drinks tequila, do they have to go to the bathroom? Everybody say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna bust our laughing." And he said, "Oh yeah, let's go play volleyball. Let's go play volleyball." So we play volleyball. After they went and played volleyball, and I think Angie and Whitney team them won, either Lisa team them won, whatever team somebody won. But anyway, uh, Bronwyn said after that, we're gonna go dinner. We're gonna have a couple of drinks. We're gonna have dinner. And they said okay. So they switched to the dinner scene, and they was all sitting down at the dinner, and Bronwyn had a little speech, and she said there was a whole lot of stuff that she liked about Todd, and a whole lot of stuff that he liked about her, and stuff like that, and she was saying even though they had the ups and downs and stuff like that, you could tell that Todd didn't want her to say that part, and so they all got to talking at the table, and then And then so that's when that's when Meredith said Meredith said I didn't get an apology. Some people got an apology. Lisa got an apology, but I never got an apology. And then so Sean looked kind of funny, and Rachel looked kind of funny. She said, "Yeah, Sean, you never gave me an apology." Sean said, "Lisa, I mean, at least Sean said, Meredith, I thought everything was okay with us and cool and stuff." So they showed where Meredith went to the mafia party, and she was nice to him. And he was saying, so I thought everything was cool with us. She said, no, but you never gave me an apology for what you said about me, what you said about me. You said that I was using my son, using my son to get involved with, and I would never do that, to get involved with the LGBTQ community. You said, I never said that about your son. She said, you did say it on the podcast. You did say that. He said, no, I didn't mention anything about your son. I don't remember that. I remember that. Rachel chimed in and said, if he didn't say that, he didn't say it. And then here come Mary's husband. He did say it, biatch. And so Sean said, did you call my wife a biatch? He said, sure, putting that little phone, the paper phone. Everybody looked at it. And then they were saying, that sounded like just a blog site. A blog site, they ain't no real proof. They ain't no real proof. And so he said, I'm going to stand 10 toes down on it. It was Sean. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on it. I know I didn't say anything about your son. I never would say anything about your son. And to me, I don't think that you deserve an apology. And she said in her confession, well, I guess I'm never going to get an apology from Sean. I guess we better move on. We better move on. And then Rich say, yeah, we better move on. You say, Bronwyn, you just mentioned about your daughter just found about our grandparents. How did that go? How did that go? Tara child and said, we're not gonna talk about this. She said, well, you know, by her father dissing himself away from me after I got pregnant, you know, I was the only one taking care of Bronwyn. Taking care of Gwen all by myself. You said we both took care of Gwen. She said, well, I'm talking about, he said, didn't I say we're not talking about that anymore? She said, oh. And she was trying to explain the situation. And she said, what? He said, no, I'm not talking about it anymore. And that's the end of that. Everybody got quiet and stuff. And then after that, he came around and gave Broadway a nice, pretty necklace and stuff like that. And the dinner ended. And then they went to the racetrack the next day, and she said he had to do a calling a lot of favors for the racetrack, and everybody was at the racetrack, and they got introduced to some famous race car driver. And Barbara said, Lisa, let's go over here and talk. Let's go over here and talk. And then she said, oh, that's so noisy over here. I can't talk. She said, yeah, we never finished our conversation last night. I want to talk. She said, well, I've been so noisy. We're going to do it when we go back home. So let's put to the next scene. They got back home. Everybody was getting ready to pack and stuff like that. And then after they got ready to pack, that's when she said, oh, Lisa, this is a private room. Can't nobody hear us talking in this room. She said, Lisa, I want to find out what's going on with our relationship. You know, we had a 10-year relationship, and you didn't take up for me with Heather, and you just listened to Heather's side, and Heather called me a two-faced and a backstabber and conniving. and Missy. And do you think those things about me? And she got kind of quiet and looked kind of funny. Say, bro, when I can't answer that question right now. Say, well, I can answer that question right now. Then episode end. That was 9. 10 was real good. It started off with Mary and a pink house coat walking around, having the step. Set up the dining room. It was pretty. It was yellow and white and red. And she told me to bring the drinks out. She had this and that. And she said, hopefully she can get those girls together and stuff like that. And they said, can Mary really get those girls together? They had like a voice that was real cute and stuff like that. And then it switched to the next scene. And the next scene was Whitney playing ball with the kids. That was kind of like a filler scene to me. And the next scene after that, they showed Heather in they showed Heather in they showed Heather and Lisa at the head shop, and Lisa was saying, telling Heather that that the stuff that went on, and she told Heather that how Barbara was upset that she called her. She said, "Why would she be upset that you called me?" She said, "I don't know why." She said she didn't even invite me anyway, so how could she be upset? She said, "Yes, she was upset," and she said Todd was mad too. Todd told John that that if I didn't stop arguing with Bronwyn and couldn't get along with Bronwyn, we had to leave, and I didn't want to leave. So what I did, I just kind of made nice and stayed around. And then when it got ready to come home, uh, about the seats, and people were complaining about the flights and stuff. That's why when I looked at my seat, I looked at my seat was way farther than Rachel's seat, and I was flying coach, so I decided to fly my own. She said, "How did the trip go?" To me, the trip didn't go that well, and she said, "Yeah," and she said, "Yeah." I don't know. I don't know what Bronwyn's issue is with me, is what Heather was saying. I was saying, Heather, you know what you did to that woman. You know you came in that woman's house specifically just to bash her and tell her she was messy for talking about your cousin, Whitney, when you was talking about Whitney just as bad as Bronwyn. Heather, you so fake and phony, you get on my nerves. And anyway, and so after that, they showed Rachel and her daughter at the flower house, I guess a plant house or whatever flower shop, and her daughter told her she was being a micro mom. And she said, "What do you mean by being a micro mom?" She said, "You be watching me, you want me to go everywhere and stuff." She said, "I just asked you how did it go without me? How'd you do with your dad?" She said, "He did all right, but he don't cook that good." She said, "I told y'all when I'm not around, things don't work out." And so that's when her daughter told her she was a helicopter mom because she can't be going there with her. And then it switched to the next scene, and was uh the next scene was Rachel talking to her daddy. Now she talked to her daddy. She told her daddy that that she don't want to be a helicopter mom and stuff, but she's very protective of Alexa because she didn't have no mom, and she was saying that she hated and resented her mom at first, but then when she got older, she realized that her mom was alcoholic and had an addiction problem. And he said, "Yeah," he said, I'm so proud of you, Dad, because you raised a whole family by yourself. You raised 7 kids by yourself. You said I had to do what I had to do because I was a man to protect my family." Then it switched to the last and final scene, and that was Mary's party at Tiffany's, and everybody dressed the part except for Lisa. And then it was I think Meredith ride no Bronwyn ride first in that yellow dress and her bangs. Then here come Meredith with her bangs. Everybody talk about Meredith bangs. And then after Meredith came, it was I think it was Whitney. And then after that, here come Lisa. And then after Lisa was Heather, and she said, "Oh, you look good, you look fine and sexy." Heather had her white dress done, and she raised the glass to him, told everybody to sit down. And then Rachel said, "Ooh, I noticed you have another seat here for Brittany." She said, "Yeah, I want Brittany to come because I wanted Brittany to know that I'm not poor." And then Rachel said, with these Chanel silverware, and she should know that." And so she walked in, said, "You know what?" Uh, and then had to say, "Yeah." I heard that the beach trip was not that good. The beach trip was not that good, and people were blaming and stuff. And then she came and I kept questioning. Yeah, I decided to bring everything up. And so, Brittany said, "Yeah, everybody, it was just y'all four, cause me and Mary and Heather didn't come." She said, "Yeah, it was just us." She said, "I was wondering why anybody." She said, "Mary is the first person on here that invited me to anything, invited me to anything. Y'all ain't invite me to nothing. What about me? What about me?" And then Bronwyn said in her confession, uh, Brittany needs some kind of unconditional love, some kind of unconditional love. And then I got to talking, and he said, "Yeah, bro, when I heard that you put everybody else and coach yourself for yourself, why did you not go and coach?" She said, "I made all the accommodations for people here, everybody was complaining, and then Rachel said, "Well, I didn't complain." And Lisa said, "Yes, you did, because when I showed you the ticket, you told me that I was in a seat further back from you. You was in 19 something, and I was a little bit further than that." And she was saying, "That's why I told him." She said, "Well, why you do that, Brown?" She said, "Because it was my credit card." I said, "I don't blame you, bro. I put myself in first class too. Y'all better be glad I'm hosting y'all." And so like after they kept on going back and forth, going back and forth, Mary said, Rachel was saying, I said, "Rachel." And then after that, she said, Mary didn't say nothing. She said, "Look, if y'all gonna be arguing in my house, y'all gonna leave." And then Mary, "I'm tired of this. I'm going. I'm going. I love you, Mary, but I'm going." She got to crying with them white girl tears like she do always do. And she's talking about, "Yeah, I'm going. I'm going. I'm so tired of you and Rachel. I'm so tired of you and Rachel. What she said? You and Rachel, get me around places to embarrass me, tag teaming me. I'm just tired. I'm losing." They got to crying. Everybody looked funny and stuff, and this episode ended. It was real good, 10. The whole season has been good. I like this season of Salt Lake City. This is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. I am